right, you are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. I just want to say thank you to the people who have signed up to the Patreon already. It's a good fucking feeling. It's like taking a little drug. The strongest shit I'm on at the moment is green tea and fucking Domino's pizza. And that just doesn't cut it. But when those little emails come in from Patreon saying someone new has subscribed, that's like a shot in the arm. It's a really fucking good feeling. And I just want to say, those two videos I've got up on the Patreon, the police one, I really don't need to be told how much of a cunt I am in that fucking thing. I know I'm a cunt in it. I know this information because it makes me fucking squirm. But that was a long time ago. That was 8 years ago. What did they say? All the cells in the body are replaced every 7 years? Well, I'm a new fucking person, all right? The funny thing is that police interview was like mid 2013. I think it was around August or something. And I got married February 2014. I'm not too sure what day. It's either 6 or 9. When it gets close to the day, I start throwing out some feeler questions. Like when it gets to the 4th of February, I'm always like, so what are we up to for the old anniversary? Do you have anything planned for Wednesday? Saturday? Anything planned for Saturday? Well, clear your schedule because we are going to anywhere that takes us last minute because I'm still not organising anything. But I got married February 2014. So it was about 6 months apart. From the arrest to the marriage was about 6 months apart. So there was a lot of growth in those 6 months. I matured a lot in those 6 months. It was amazing. But when I was loading the videos up to the Patreon, I showed my wife the police interview and she started watching it. And she got about 4 minutes into it, I'd say, maybe 3 minutes into it. And she's like, if I saw this, I would never have married you. And I was like, wasn't the arrest enough in itself not to marry me? Shouldn't you have taken that hint? She didn't for some inexplicable reason. She continued on. But yeah, I know what the implications of you watching this were, and that's why you've never seen it. Thank you very much. I remember walking out of the police station after that interview, turning my phone on and making the phone call to my wife. I'm like, boy, this is going to be a tough one to explain. So I called her and I think I told her, she's like, where have you been? I've been worried sick. I've called all your friends, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm just in Paran at the moment. She's like, what are you doing in Paran? I'm like, well, I was arrested, but I saw the cloud gods. Like I really tried to play it off. I really tried to play off how mind-blowing the experience was. And I tried to ignore the whole arrest part. And then when I got home, she's like, what the fuck are you thinking? We're getting married in like 6 months. I'm like, I understand, but I can't help it if I'm a conduit between the gods and the human beings. I can't help it if I'm the chosen one. What am I meant to do? Am I meant to say, sorry gods, not tonight. I need to get home. The misso's worried. No, I have to stay there and receive the message and then spread it to the humans. Yes, I'm a prophet. And she's like, so are you in trouble? And I'm like, I don't know. There's some like possession or drug trafficking thing. Did I tell you I saw Buddha? I saw the Buddha, the Gautama Siddhartha, in the sky, manifesting in the clouds. Did I tell you that? God, I do not miss those days trying to explain my stupidity. Yes, I know I'm a fucking idiot. I don't know why. I don't know. Promise you'll never do it again. I don't want to break your promise. I'm probably going to break it next week. Just promise me you'll never do it again. But we both know I'm going to do it again probably in about 2 or 3 days. Promise me, all right? I promise you I'll never do it again. And then inevitably, like clockwork, I do it again. And it's like, you broke your promise. I'm like, I really didn't want to promise that in the first place. I knew I was going to do it again. I was just trying to get out of fucking trouble. But yeah, if you're watching the cop interview, I don't need to be reminded of what a cunt I am in it. Anyway, moving right along to this week's Ask Boyle. Ask Boyle. Ask Boyle. Dum, dee, dum, dee, dum. Ask Boyle. So this week's Ask Boyle comes all the way from fucking Texas, USA. There's a little bit of love out there in Texas for the fucking old Boyle. And I'm sending a little bit of love back to you. I want some fucking cowboy boots and a sick fucking cowboy hat. So Ryan from Texas, his question is this. Okay, so you've been down to South America, so I'll assume you've had pure cocaine or had something very close to it. I've had what I've considered good coke compared to mostly shitty coke most of the time. But what I want to know is what makes pure cocaine so much better, or is it even better at all than shitty coke? Like, can you go to sleep after doing it easier? Does it not destroy your sinuses as much? Is the high much better? Does it last longer? What is the difference? Okay, Ryan, that's a great question, and you've come to the right place for the answer. I was never a professional cocaine taker, but I have spent about 8 months total in South America doing coke, so I know a little bit about it. So the first thing about cocaine is it's pretty much all shit. You're lucky to run into good coke like a dozen times in your life. Maybe less, maybe half a dozen times. Almost all of it is shit, no matter where you're from. But particularly in Australia, I don't want to even talk about Australian coke. Australian coke is the shittest coke on the planet. And for $350 a gram, you might as well just crush up a few aspirin, put it in a bag, and pretend you're doing coke, because that's pretty much what you're doing in Australia. You are pretending to do coke. I've only done really good coke once in Australia, and that was with a gay German dude. And I've only done decent coke once in Australia, and that was with an ex-police officer. But anyway, fuck Australian coke. South America. Even in South America, not all the coke you get is amazing. Like, the percentages go way the fuck up, and you're not getting burnt as hard if you're getting shit coke, because it's like $10, $15 a fucking gram. So you're sorted there. But even still, when you're at the source, when you're in South America, Peru, Colombia, Bolivia, the coke is still most of the time shit. Not shit, but not that pure fucking cocaine that you're after. So this is my experience with the pure fucking unbelievable cocaine. And I probably came across it in South America maybe 5 times. And I was doing coke every day and every night. But all the other coke was pretty good too, so it keeps you interested. But this really top level, hard to find fucking coke, what happens is you do a line of this coke and you're not really waiting for it to kick in. It just fucking hits immediately, and it's like an explosion. Your whole body is just fucking electrified. Your heart races, but it's not that disgusting beating out of your chest thing. It just all feels flowy. You feel like Superman. Your brain is fluid. All the synapses are connecting. It's fucking on fire. You can't feel your face. Don't worry about your nasal passage and the back of your throat. Your whole fucking face goes numb, and you feel like you can do and be anything. The problem with this is it's very fucking rare. So if you have some of that real good shit, you're always comparing the other stuff to that unbelievable mind-blowing shit. And the mind-blowing shit is a lot smoother. It goes in nicer. You don't have to top up as much, and you don't really need to top up as much because it's pretty fucking heavy. But when it does die off, obviously you top up, and it lasts a little bit longer too. And I don't think it's really possible you're going to fall asleep on it because, for starters, as long as you've got some, you're going to continue doing it. You're not stopping that shit until the bags are empty. And then even when the bag's empty, you're out there trying to find some more, and then you'll get some trash and reality will hit you. But when you're comparing that shit to everything else you get, the other stuff is just trash. It's all trash. Cocaine is the worst fucking drug. I don't know why people waste their time and money on it. I mean, I would probably rack up a few lines now if I was given it, but I understand what it is. Most of the time you're getting about a triple shot espresso. And just one other thing, that pure cocaine, it has a different feel to the trash cocaine. The trash cocaine is more like, it almost has a speedy feel to it. Pure cocaine has this euphoric, electrifying feeling to it. It's great, but it's not worth trying to fucking find it. I remember when I got back from South America the first time, and I'd been doing loads of coke. And one of my mates was up in Sydney from Melbourne, and he's like, I've got this coke, man. It's the best fucking coke you can get. And I'm like, yes. I think I'd been back for like 2 weeks. So I was like, yes, let's do it. I miss it. So we racked up a few lines in the hotel room. I did it, and my teeth went numb, and I'm just waiting for something to happen. And I'm like, yeah, my teeth are numb, but nothing's happening. What's going on? He's like, how good is it? I'm like, no, it's shit. It's Novocaine or something. It is not cocaine. We did more, obviously, but I knew it wasn't coke. And then like half an hour later, I fell asleep on the bed in the hotel room. That's how good the cocaine was. Anyway, I hope I answered your question. Ryan from Texas. That will be it for tonight. Go hit up my Patreon, support the podcast. The link is in all my bios, or just email me, boylecomedy@gmail.com, or just hit me up on any of the social medias. And I just want to reiterate that police interview that I did is cringeworthy. It's a hard get through. It's 6 a.m. in the morning and I'm still tripping and I'm hungover. So cut me some fucking slack, all right? Anyway, that'll do for tonight, and I'll see you the fuck later.